guys, got a video for you today, and this is back of my kindergarten years, and I don't know what was wrong with my school at the time, but it was a it was a Catholic school, elementary school, but it was interesting to say the least. But anyways, let's get into the video. Alright, so if this was at the time when I was living in the city before I moved out to the country, and a lot of the kids and everything were really, I'm not trying to sound mean, but some of the kids were kind of special at the time, and my friend, he was a good guy. I really wish I talked to him still now, but let's give him the name Kelly. Kelly, he was he was a good kid. He wore glasses and everything. He was blonde hair and whatnot. And it'll make sense later, but what it was the fact is that this guy, we were very young at the time, and it was kind of strange at the fact is because he'd always would talk about very in-depth things per se. For example, he at the time he was discovering that he was going through puberty, so he kind of would go into in-depth details about things of how many times he jerked off and everything. He got very creepy, let's just say that. He's still, I don't talk to him now, but when I knew him, he was still a good guy. Even when he was being creepy, he was really nice. He didn't know how to express, I guess, his thing. Oh God, that's not okay to say. But he kind of got into that detail, and one of the stories he told me was, and this was kind of really gross. Keep in mind, this is right around when we're near 7, 8, 9, or 10 roughly. He told me at some point during preschool or whatever, he actually did it with a girl on the top of the slide and somehow didn't get caught. I was telling him that it was complete cap because one, that's just fucking weird, and two, why the hell do you know so much about it and everything? And he kind of went into really in-depth detail about it, and I'm not going to say any in-depth detail about it because one, I kind of don't remember it. Two, it's personal info that it'd be defective info to the point of where if he saw this, he would know that it would be him. Or sorry, it was too leading info, personal info for him, but. And another story I had was of, this was right around the time when I was going into kindergarten to grade 1. This kid, his name is, let's make up a name for him. Trey, he was, kind of a little bit of an angry kid at the time, and let's just say he didn't really last that long being in the Catholic school system, but he really had a problem with authority, plus also women at his age, and for a young kid, he had a serious mouth on him, because of the fact he'd call her, because our teacher was a woman at the time, older lady, but super nice. And he misbehaved or whatever because he wouldn't share a toy with another kid. And Trey proceeded to just curse her. I was you're a female dog, and you just very derogative words. And she was just taken aback by this, and a lot of the kids were confused because at the time we didn't know what the hell swear words were. But it was. I really want to say it was funny, but it really wasn't because of the fact is I felt really bad for her at the time. But then this one girl came up to her, so it was a smarter kid in the class, and was hey, where the heck did you learn that? And that's not okay to say that, because my mom always has said is like, men are supposed to be nice to women, and dad has always said that too. And then his exact words was like, oh no, it wasn't, oh no, you're right. It was like, ah, shut up, female dog, and then just proceeded to just up and slap her across the face. So the teacher immediately was like, another kid restrained him down, and it was like a bigger kid, and restrained him down, because this kid was kind of like, he was kind of like a toothpick. And by the way, this is Black Panther in the background, and I don't know what it was the fact is like where all these people came from. Like the one time, like a teacher I had, and this was in grade 3. I went to the school up until grade 6, but like this teacher I had not grade 3, but grade 6, I was kind of got smarter and everything, but like, and then this teacher, she really didn't she was like teaching us math and whatnot. She didn't really understand like the problems and everything, and then would always ask students for help. But if like she didn't think they were right, which they were right, like we studied everything, it was the type of teacher where like you'd answer one thing, and if she didn't believe that you're right, it's like, oh yeah, maybe you are right, but your heart isn't in it. And it made no goddamn sense, or the fact being, and it was so dumb. So dumb. The fact is, like, she'd always try and attack you with, like, if you talked back to her, she'd always attack the kids of, like, oh, you smell or whatnot. And this kid that, at the time, that was in our class, what we should name him? By the way, for the previous part of it, don't ever hit women if you're a guy. If you are, you're a coward. That's just my opinion and my morals. But anyways, with the with the teacher, she basically was trying to sabotage me and everything. Like the one time we had, like, it was a field trip in school, but I didn't know it at the time. She said it was out of school. And then she changed the times for before, because I was coming late. So she immediately changed the times of where it's basically making me think that they were gone and whatnot. So I was all busy gone and everything. And then once they were basically almost done the entire like soapstone thing, she basically came up to there and it's like, oh my God, were you all here all this time? Well, we're downstairs, idiot. And every time I go to the principal and whatnot, they'd basically be like, oh, you're lying and everything. And it was very insulting, and it was hard. It was a hard time with her. And I don't know what Mrs. Smith is doing, and this is a fake name, not a real name, but I don't know what Mrs. Smith is doing, but I hope she is no longer a teacher, or if she is, that she's gotten reprimanded, at least reprimanded, for a lot of the crap she pulled, because a lot of it was just bullcrap. And then the last story I have, there'll be more stories, because my kinder school was basically, kindergarten, elementary school was, I don't know, I don't have any words for it, but with the last story I have is where one time I was going down the hallway, and this was like right around grade 4, and then there was he was such a nice kid, this special needs kid, but somehow he snuck into the girls' bathroom, and I don't know why, but like I think he was like Korean in nature, or Korean heritage or whatever, and he was starting to basically by the way, you'll see that I don't have the Avengers Endgame outfits, but I just haven't gotten them yet, because every time I try and get them, I miss the store thing. But anyways, he proceeded to take his eggplant out, and I was just grossed out by it, to the fact that like he took his eggplant out, and he was special needs, but like he was trying to what's the words? I just hope he isn't doing what he tried doing to girls now, because like one consent and everything, and it's just weird. But anyways, If you like the video, guys, hit the like button, subscribe. Peace.